Chapter 3. A Bouquet of Roses. Do you think it means steps as in walking or steps as in stairs? Anna wondered to David and Lily as they cleaned the windows. Their house was a 2-story farmhouse remodeled in the Victorian style. The girls were washing the bottom windows while David had eagerly offered to wash the top windows. I don't think it means the walking kind. Besides, how do you know where to start? Where we found the last clue? David answered, scrubbing vigorously at a rain streak on the window. Maybe the door we're supposed to check is the one we're starting from? Lily said. There are steps on the back porch, Anna offered. When we're done with these front windows, let's try it, David called down from that ladder he was standing on. A little while later, the three stood in a row on the back porch. The breeze blew softly across them and played with the leaves of the vine growing up the side of the garage. Ready? Someone asked. Stepping from the back porch to the ground level, they counted 1 and then looked around expectantly. Lily pointed and said, There are steps over there by the trash can. They walked towards it together. 2. They walked a little further and climbed the next step. 3. Next to the jacuzzi, they took 2 more steps, then walked across the faded blue planks of the deck. Reaching the side door, one of them said, Only 7? Yeah, it didn't work right, Anna said disappointedly. Maybe we're supposed to start from a different door? David mused. Yeah, Lily said with fresh enthusiasm. Let's try starting from here. They retraced their path, counting the steps as they went. At the back porch, they had again reached number 7. Now what? Lily asked. Well, if we go into the house, that would be 1 more step, and then we will have 8, Anna said after thinking for a while. Hooray, that's it, the others said. They all happily stepped into the house. Now for the door, David said. It didn't take them long to find the envelope tucked behind the decorative wreath Mom had put there during winter to remind her of spring. Anna eagerly tore open the envelope and stared at a drawing of a little girl dressed in a ruffled pink dress, while holding a bouquet of white roses in her chubby hands. Okay. I guess our next clue is roses or a little girl. Any writing anywhere? David said, sounding underwhelmed. This third clue was quite unlike any they had experienced so far. Just a funny artist's signature, Lily said, peering at the picture. Well, I guess it's the next thing for us to figure out after we found out why Mom was calling us, Anna said, taking off her shoes. Chapter 4. The Victorians. They soon discovered that Mom was calling them to eat the ultimate lunch. When they were finished eating, it was time to figure out the latest clue. There are roses everywhere in this house, David groaned, glancing at the paper again. The Victorians loved them. Where should we start? Anna asked no one in particular. It was decided that since there were less roses to check outdoors, they would start there first. Seeing them put their shoes on, Mom advised them to wear sun hats as it was getting hotter outside every minute. The outside temperature caused them to search hastily, and they spent a long time afterwards discussing more possibilities over tall glasses of cold lemonade. Amy's paper roses, the wallpaper, decorative plates, on began. Don't forget the dried bouquets from Perry's wedding and the paper ones she made, Lily added, then paused to take a sip of the sweet, tangy drink before her. Better get some paper, David said to Anna. In answer, she drew a small notebook from her pocket and began to write down the ideas that came to her one after the other. Curtains, rugs, clothing, quilts, pillowcases, and pillow shams. Are there any roses on books? This is going to be hard. Mom's big candle holders, downstairs wallpaper, lace curtains. I'm sure we have a book with rose in the name. It was quite a while until the glasses were empty and they couldn't think of any more ideas. They stared at the list, overwhelmed by its length. You were right, David, when you said the Victorians liked roses, was all Lily could think to say. It's a good list, but I have a different idea, Anna thought aloud. The others were all ears for a better idea. Yes? Maybe we could take the house room by room, starting down here and moving upstairs. We should ask Mom about it first, and try not to make a mess. But I think it would work a lot better than what we have now, she finished. Bravo, let's do it, David replied heartily. To the tune of simple living, many cobwebs, forgotten knickknacks, and more roses than they had ever dreamed of were discovered. Soon they were finished with the downstairs and had moved on to the larger task of searching the upstairs. They started with the bigger room, as it was covered in roses, with permission granted from the owners, as long as they didn't make a bigger mess than there already was. Well, Anna said a while later, with her hands on her hips, you'd think that with so many roses in this room there'd be something, but there just plain isn't. Our host is wily, Lily said in her favorite silly voice. Oh, you know that's right, David answered, matching her silliness as they went into the master bedroom. Not very many roses in here, except on the rug and the wallpaper, Anna said, looking around. Sunlight filtered in through the window and made large patches of light on the rug. Has it ever occurred to you that something could possibly be under the rug? Lily asked, with all traces of her silly voice gone. What an interesting idea! Why didn't we think of that before? David exclaimed. The three dropped to their knees and drew back the rug. Lily jumped for a piece of paper wrapped around something hard that had been making a small bump in the carpet. Here it is, she yelled, unwrapping the small block of wood and dropping it into her lap. What does it say? David and Anna chorused. You read it. I'm too excited, Lily said, pushing the paper towards Anna and quivering with excitement. Finding the X. Chapter 5. Anna cleared her throat and read aloud. We may be one thing, but he's not. You know he's fun. Takes you shooting a lot. Who takes his target shooting a lot? Tyler. He's a good brother-in-law, the best I've had, in fact, Lily answered matter-of-factly. The only one, Anna said, smiling. Well, that was a strange and easy clue, David said with brows furrowed. Yeah, though we'll have to wait a while to call him since he's still at work, Anna replied, cradling her chin in her hand. You know what I think? I think it must be a double clue, David said, idly playing with a pencil that was lying on the table nearby. A what? Lily asked, sitting up suddenly. A double clue. I think our host is trying to reveal his true identity, David explained, sounding very much like an old professor. Oh yeah, we may be one, but he's not. You know he's fun, Anna said, reading part of the clue aloud again. Saying but he's not implies that his funness is the opposite of something, David replied, excited now. Fun is the opposite of boring, Lily interjected, her eyes dancing under raised eyebrows. So the host might be boring, but the fact that he said we may be one thing implies that there are two things, maybe? Anna mused and tapped her forehead very much like Winnie the Pooh does when thinking. Think. That's the way with clues. Always half of something. It's our job to find the X, Paul thought aloud. David. Okay, so funny story there. This story was written for my sister Anna. Since I slipped up, I'll type. This story was written for my sister Anna. And the siblings are based on my siblings, and some of the names are changed. So David is based on my brother Paul. So I just said Paul because my brain thought that. So they were silent a moment, thinking about what that X might be. At least David and Lily were. Anna was wondering if algebra was as hard as it looked. After a while, Lily brought them all back to the problem at hand. The old and borings. They aren't really old, but they are admitting to maybe being boring. I should have known, David exclaimed, taking the clue about roses from his pocket. See, this is exactly Amy's style. And the funny artist's mark is an acronym for the gibberish they've been signing off with. And this is exactly Kate's handwriting, Anna said, tapping the paper in front of her. By the way, I think the funny gibberish is another language, maybe some type of German or something. Now that they knew the answer, they went upstairs to talk to the big girls. Seeing the smiling trio enter their room, the old and borings immediately guessed the truth. So you figured this out? Kate said, taking a break from writing her rather epically boring light bearer. Oh yes, definitely. Well, be assured we aren't going to give you any hints unless the hunt is defective in any way, Aunt Amy said, lifting an eyebrow imperiously and playfully turning back to her drawing with her nose in the air. "Most certainly," Anna said, and gave a dignified curtsy in reply. David's watch began to beep obnoxiously, and he exclaimed, 4 o'clock! Yee-haw! Tyler will be home soon." They stampeded down the stairs and raced for the phone. After carefully dialing their brother-in-law's phone number, David waited excitedly for Tyler to answer. "Hello?" "Hi, Tyler, this is David." "Hi, David, how are you?" "Great, how are you?" "Good. Look through murky waters and find the clue that is one of a kind." "Excuse me?" Tyler repeated the clue again, while David took it down rapidly. After David had hung up, Mom announced, "We're having burritos." One could never tell if answered clues or burritos were more exciting.